Well, Mike, thank you for being on this call. I really appreciate it. And I can't believe you're coming all the way to Wisconsin from Tulsa, Oklahoma to teach what you do so well. I can't thank you enough. And I just we're going to stick this on the front of our website for people to see, get to know you a little bit. We're going to tell them to go to the On-Air podcast to hear more about your story. And just get them into your class, man. We're trying to find a biggest room possible to put everybody into. It should be fun.
That's great. I love it.
I just got a couple of questions for you. First thing is, I can't help resist, but you're in the attic doing a recording.
Yep. I came to a customer's house and she's having some airflow and dust issues, and so you emailed at the perfect time. Figures best place than any to have a quick recording.
Well, I see it's a space pack or a Unico system, looks like.
Yeah,
right?
So we got it's actually a Rheem air handler.
It is, okay.
And the crazy part is she has natural gas, but she's total electric on the heat and air. So definitely be talking to her about converting over and then obviously going with heat pump. So I'm excited to chat with her about it.
Did you find the problem yet? A problem?
Well, we got a couple of issues. So one, actually, I was about to test it. So right here, you can see the return connection has no return hooks. And all they did when they connected it is, they just did the little nice piece of connection to some duct board, but no sealing, no tape. And so she was complaining that her house is just constantly full of dust. Wow. And so obviously sucking air from the attic, I mean, that'll do it. Yeah. And the other was her bedroom doesn't get any airflow. And she's had a couple contractors. Nobody wants to make the crawl across insulation. So she was like, well, this room doesn't work. And I was like, well, now looking at the duct, right? Obviously this room does great. That room doesn't. And we just need to put an actual Y in. But what we'll probably do is just make that a home run, because we typically put manual dampers so that every room has its own damper, and that way we can like properly balance it. But yeah, I mean, pretty easy stuff, but it'll make a big difference.
Yeah, it's going to get you there. So, all right. So I'm going to give you some questions. I think this is really awesome where you're at. And first question I have, Mike, is how have you built such a large following with homeowners that want to continue to buy from you again and again?
I think most of it's just being honest, one, taking the time, just like now, right? I mean, obviously I'm in a suit and, loafers, and, they're always shocked that I'm going to go crawl in their attic or under their house like this. But just like a doctor, right? Like if you were sick and not feeling well and you went to the doctor and you saw your primary care and they're like, oh yeah, we took your blood pressure, here's some meds, good luck. But you're like, no, like I'm really sick. Like I'm really struggling with these issues, just like homeowners say, man, it really doesn't work. And we're like, it's cooling, it's working, you're fine. But what does it look like to be like a real specialist, right? Like someone who really takes the time to go through it all. And it's like the exploration of crawling through the attic and finding the issues and really coming and delivering. Like she has dust. Well, again, look at that bathroom exhaust fan. It's not vented out of the house, right? I mean, this house was built, 5 years ago. So she gets dust, insulation, all this stuff pulling in from there because it's not sealed, And so taking the time to understand how the house works instead of just being like, oh, I know how to put a box in, anybody can sell boxes.
Yeah. Right.
But we want to sell solutions, we want to help them. And so I think a lot of it is I'm willing to take the time to investigate and educate myself so that I can properly educate the customer. And then when they really have all this knowledge, man, they get to make a really good decision and they're happy about their choice instead of like, oh yeah, like it cools, I guess, better than it used to, like I want awesome. Like I want amazing results where people like, they want to go tell their neighbor, please don't use anyone else. Cause if they have the problem, so do their neighbors. Right. And then they just all share it with each other, So I think it's just about having passion and purpose, that you love what you do, that you care enough about the homeowner to be the best at your job instead of just a good employee, like I want to rock. Like that's important to me. I know that if I call somebody, I hope I get the expert, not just Joe Blow,
I love it, Mike. This is awesome. And why are you willing to come all the way to Wisconsin to teach dealers from Wisconsin, Dakotas, Minnesota, Illinois, Michigan?
Well, that's a great question. When you first told me where you were, I had to look it up. I was like, I have no idea where they're at in Wisconsin. But honestly, like I believe that we're all here to serve and help each other. And I'm so thankful for the mentors that I've had and the teachers who have taken the time to teach me. because without them, I mean, I couldn't just figure this out on my own, right? I mean, I had to be taught as well. And so I personally love Linux. I mean, I think all brands, have value, but I am extremely partial. And I love that you guys are so behind education, because that's also how I've learned a lot. And so I just want to pass it forward. I mean, the better job we do in our community of helping each other, then that means that we get to make sure that we keep Train and Ream and the Carrier guys out of this, because I believe we do something very different. The way that we care about air quality, the way we care about the home, the efficiencies, I mean, all those things, we're the leaders, right? Like, we're the leaders in the industry. So how do we help each other to be better so that nationwide, we destroy the rest of the guys, right? Like, I'm very competitive. I want to win, but I want to win with ethics, And so I'm just excited to come up there to another region that maybe doesn't do things the same way that we do, but we can both learn from each other. And I'm excited to meet a lot of the companies, and that's why I'm willing to come a day early. I want to meet guys. Like, if you guys want to come, I want to see what you're doing, right? Maybe I can give you tips. You can give me tips. We can all help each other.
I love it, man. That's awesome. I'm ready to go to the class now.
Let's go.
Let's see. What do you think people will get out of your class? This is my last question. I know this is a really quick interview, but you're in an attic, so I want to make sure I keep it tight.
Yeah, I'm gonna get double the insulation. Man, what are they going to gain out of it? One, I hope they get excited, right? I mean, we're in a pretty cool time with all the new innovation that's coming out, and with the new S40, the new SL25. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff. I encourage you guys, listen to the podcast that Dave and Joe have been doing. Fantastic. I mean, I've been listening to them over and over because I'm learning a lot, but I think there's a lot of excitement. I think that hopefully they're going to gain some new perspective. And I think they're going to gain a lot of tools, right? Because no good worksman is good without tools, right? And so the more tools that we can pass along, I think the better you're going to do. And hopefully you're going to learn. You'll be able to close a lot more sales. Even though I don't close sales, I don't call people back, I don't follow up. So I know I'm kind of very different than most people. I'll tell you that, I mean, I did $4 million last year, sold 56% close ratio, and I never called one customer back, right? So it can be done, but just learning how to do these things so that people want to do business with you rather than you feeling like you have to force yourself on other people. I think there's going to be some good takeaway, and I can't wait to share it. And I think there's a way to be really authentic and really real. And I think that translates really well to customer, because we're all in the business of earning trust. And I believe I have some pretty key ways to help people do that.
That's awesome. Mike, this has been fantastic. And if you go back to On Air's podcast with you on it, I love Joe Jones's question, my partner in crime, Joe. And then he says, Mike, this is crazy. You don't follow up. You don't take their audiences. What do your customers say about you? And you said, well, that's easy. They say I'm the worst salesman in the world. Worst salesman they ever met.
I hear it all the time. They're like, why are you talking out of doing things? Why are you saying this? Why are you not calling us? And I'm like, man, if it makes sense to you, you'll call, right? I mean, I promise.
Yeah, I love that. Well, hey, we're going to let you go back into what you're doing right now and take care of this homeowner. And I can't thank you enough from myself, but all the dealers that are coming to the event. I know our leadership's going to be there. This means a lot to a lot of people. And when very talented people are willing to share what they're good at, much like many of the dealers we have that teach at this event, you're going to see that. You'll be amazed. It's like, are you kidding me? Our dealers come together to teach the best of the best so they can make our industry better. And we're going to see that. And together, my friend, we're going to keep elevating HVAC. So, Mike, thank you so much. Be safe up there.
I'm so excited. Can't wait to see you guys. I hope everyone comes early too. Honestly, I want to meet some people. We're getting close. See you, Dave.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.